Is torture ever permissible under IHL? Imagine a world where even in the chaos of war, certain rules are meant to protect human dignity. One of the most important rules is that torture is never allowed. This is not just a moral stance but a legal one under international humanitarian law. International humanitarian law, which includes the Geneva Conventions and their protocols, makes it clear that torture is absolutely forbidden at all times. This rule is called a jus cogens norm, meaning it is a fundamental principle that no country or group can ignore or override. No matter what the situation, torture cannot be justified or accepted. Torture is defined as any act that causes severe physical or mental pain or suffering intentionally. This includes acts that are cruel, inhuman, or degrading. It covers everything from physical violence to psychological torment. The Geneva Conventions of 1949 and their additional protocols from 1977 set strict rules about how people should be treated during conflicts. They protect prisoners of war, civilians, and anyone hors de combat, meaning out of the fight. The Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment from 1980 adds to this by creating binding legal obligations. It requires countries to prevent, investigate, and punish acts of torture. Within international humanitarian law, there are specific rules that explicitly prohibit torture. For example, Article 75 of the First Additional Protocol states that torture and cruel treatment are forbidden for anyone under the control of a party to the conflict. This includes physical and mental torture, humiliating treatment, and threats. The ban applies to all parties involved in any type of conflict, whether international or non-international. The prohibition is absolute, meaning there are no exceptions. Even in times of military necessity or public emergency, torture remains forbidden. It is not allowed under any circumstances. The law emphasizes that all persons who are not actively participating in hostilities, like detainees and civilians, must be treated humanely. Torture violates this fundamental principle and disrespects personal dignity. States and armed groups have a duty to prevent acts of torture and to punish those responsible. Military personnel and others involved in conflicts must be trained on these rules. The prohibition applies during interrogations, detention, and any other situation related to armed conflict. Victims of torture are entitled to remedies and reparations under international law. International criminal law also treats torture as a war crime and a crime against humanity. Those found guilty can face prosecution in international courts. In summary, international humanitarian law makes it clear that torture is never permissible. It is an absolute rule designed to protect the dignity and rights of everyone affected by conflict. No matter the circumstances, torture remains a violation of fundamental principles and is strictly forbidden.